Soil blocking was so frustrating to make the first year that we tried. Through that time, we learned what not to do, and now I'm going to show you what to do so that you can love soil blocking, because you can make great soil blocks after following the steps in this video. The greatest challenge around soil blocking has been finding the right recipe that will hold together and form into consistent blocks. Let me save the day here and tell you fix number one, because we make these gorgeous soil blocks out of nothing but simple potting soil. We have been using this Pro Mix for vegetables as it comes in a cost-friendly bulk amount so that we can make thousands of soil blocks without needing to spend too much. This is the fix number one, is that you really don't need a fancy or expensive, confusing recipe in order to make soil blocks completely successfully. If you like the sound of that, then please like this video to help everyone else have an easier, cheaper time making soil blocks too. Fix number two, moistening your soil just right. If your blocks aren't sticking together and they're falling apart when you make them, or they're very fragile to handle, like this guy's just like strong over here, you will likely need more water when you're making them. Chris actually makes our soil blocks, so let's go ask him how he prepares the potting mix.
The kind of texture that you're going for, it's kind of like a peanut butter texture. You see how it's like wet mud. It should squeeze water out, but it should still stay together, so that's a little dry. And it's okay to add too much water because you can always add more soil. And as you stir this up, you see how that kind of just, it nicely moves around in there like peanut butter. It sticks to itself, but it doesn't like get all liquidy. Now let's test it. See how that sticks together more? So, see the water's, and then it sticks together. That's kind of what you want.
If your blocks are all different heights and sizes and shapes, then you need to make sure that you're filling up your soil blocker all the way so that you don't have any missing pieces on the tops of them, because that's a very common problem. To do this successfully, first you need a deep enough container and to fill it with enough soil. That way you can get a deep enough scoop. Like, you really need to do the scooping action. Last year we found our soil blocks didn't fill up adequately because we were using way too shallow of a container. We are actually using one of the 10-20 trays.
How I like to do this is I take my soil blocker and I just push it in and try to pull the soil up against the wall like this. And you can use the side of the bucket to pack things down, and then just go in with your fingers and give it a little press. And then you want to go in for another scoop. Once you have it nicely packed, you can take your flat edge, I use a trowel, and you can just scrape all the excess off without digging into your actual soil block. Now it's nice and even. The reason we cut it down like that is so that there's no sticks connecting the blocks, so that when we press it out, it's not going to stick together and rip apart like this. So you want to push. I like to give it a couple pushes just to loosen it up, and then pop it up.
You'll be able to tell if you've made your soil too wet, if it has a soupy consistency, it won't hold form, or part of the soil starts sticking to the inside of the blocker. Fix number 4, rinse the soil blocker between trays or even between each set with a simple bucket of water on the side.
After you pop out your soil blocks, you're gonna wanna clean it out. It gets a little bit of dirt on there. You're just gonna wanna wash all that off. This way the water helps the soil not stick to it.
The rinse has been a huge game changer for successful soil blocking for us.
Bonus tip, as you are working and taking soil out, you'll be leaving water behind, which is going to make it very soupy at the bottom here. All you do is add more soil.
All the tools required for implementing these 4 fixes into your soil blocking routine are in the next video. So be sure to watch this next for a complete list of the tools needed for all the techniques that we used in our soil blocking making process.